Okay, hi, I'm Mike West. I'm the lead designer on Fable the Journey.
And I'm Ben Brooks, I'm the lead scripter on the game.
And we'll go through how to play the game, how to get the best tactics and strategies of using the spells, and also how to get the best experience with Connect. This section now is more of a later combat section in the game. And we can use this to show some of the more complex tactics and a couple of the more complex spells and how you can use those. So this case here is just a magical door which you can open by casting various spells. So this is a fireball spell. Rather than other games where you press your left bumper or your right bumper to switch between different spells, in our game you use gestures to inform Connect which spell you want to cast. Because obviously you've only got 2 arms. We don't want to limit the game to 2 spells, so as you learn new spells, you learn new gestures to activate those spells. So all the damage spells stay on your right arm, because the right arm we found, or for left-handed players the left arm, that's the arm that you use, that you're more accurate with. The force drag is your less accurate arm. So in this case, the charge of fireball, you wave your arm left and right, and then your bolt will change into a fireball. And the better effects you do, the better way you use to kill creatures, you'll get slightly different amounts of XP. And you'll see a slightly different colour XP. It's a very subtle system. We don't want to make it too obvious. And basically, the more cool ways you use, the more, like if you throw a guy in the air or throw his head off or things like that, like his head gone pop, you'll actually gain more XP when you kill him. So if you use aftertouch or something like that, you'll get red XP as well as orange XP. And the red XP is extra XP, and that'll help you get through your levelling up process faster than if you just went through the game using bolt and force push. Even when fighting a creature with a shield, you've got multiple options. How do you want to kill him? Do you want to rip his shield off his arm, or do you just want to blat him straight through his shield? There's different things you can do. These are some of the guys with, as you can see, they've got more health, and again, this is an easier difficulty level to allow the players to really, have fun with the demo rather than be constantly dying. So if we threw you in at this point in the game, you'd be taking a lot of damage. Like there, for example, Ben took 2 hearts of damage just from that single attack. So again, pull the shield off, and then he's vulnerable. And there's various achievements for doing, cool things in combat. If you pull all the arms and heads off, you'll get your standard humorous achievements. This one, again, overrides your bolt spell, and in this case, you pull your arm right back over your shoulder as if you're carrying a javelin. If you've played Connect Sports or whatever, it's pulling your arm right back over your shoulder and then firing it forward again in a straight line, much like blades. So obviously in this case, blades won't do any damage to this sword. You're trying to put it back, so right over the shoulder and then thrust it forwards. There it goes. That fires down and hits. So as you can see, again, you've always got that choice with your right arm. What do you want to do? And quite often you will want to use a fireball, or you want to use a blade spell, but there'll be enemies around, and that's what your left arm's for. Your left arm is all about stopping enemies getting to you, preventing them. So you're using that to push enemies away, to stop them. In this case, you've got the troll, and the troll throws rocks at you, and this is another option. What do you want to do? Do you want to destroy this rock as it gets you? Do you want to avoid the rock? Or in that case, Ben pushed the rock back at the troll, and that's a good way of doing damage to the troll as well. So you're taking out rock mites. He didn't quite get the force push off that time, so destroyed it with a bolt. But there's always options in this game. It's not you haven't got one weapon. You've got you have 4 weapons. And it's up to you how you want to use them. Different creatures have different strengths and weaknesses against the different weapons. So, as I say, shielded enemies, you want to be using force drag, you want to be using the blades. Lots of small enemies, you probably want to use a fireball after drag, because that will fly out and hit all of them with area effect damage. This guy, bolt doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage to him, so you really want to be using that blades if possible. Because that does more damage. And as you can see, like, Ben isn't doing the same thing over and over again. It's not a case of, there's one tactic which you always want to use. You want to try and mix stuff up, and the game will reward you with more XP the more you mix stuff up. If you keep using the same ability, you can keep doing the same thing over and over again, you'll get less XP. So again, that's really aiming it at core gamers rather than, some kid who's going to just sit and play the same spell over and over again, because that's not what we want. That's not how we want people to play the game. We want them to feel as though it's really rewarding them for using different things. So in this case, you'd really drag the sword into the back of the troll, and that's another great, really good feeling moment of Connect. You're actually almost dragging the sword yourself with your arm movement.